Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are discussing a topic that has been circulating widely online, a claim many people have seen shared across social platforms, that Qatar has allegedly declared plans to strike back at Israel. Before anything else, it's important to emphasize that this claim remains unverified, and no official confirmation has been issued by the Qatari government or any credible international body. In this video, we will break down what is known, what is not confirmed, why such rumors spread quickly, and what the broader regional dynamics look like so viewers can understand the situation clearly and responsibly. Many people first encountered this claim through sensational posts and dramatic headlines, which often appear during times of heightened regional conflict. The Middle East is already in a period of intense tension, and any rumor suggesting military action by a major regional actor naturally attracts massive attention, but it's essential to slow down and separate verified facts from speculation. Qatar has historically played a complex diplomatic role, often acting as an intermediary or mediator during major crises, rather than a direct military participant in cross-border conflicts. This makes the claim even more important to examine carefully. The unverified nature of the statement raises questions about why such information would surface now. Rumors often emerge when public anxiety is high. In moments when people feel uncertain or fearful, dramatic narratives spread faster than measured updates. Social media platforms amplify this process, especially when content is framed as breaking news or shocking revelations. This is why verification becomes not just helpful but necessary. Without it, narratives can escalate tensions emotionally even when there is no real change on the ground. Understanding Qatar's geopolitical position is a key part of clarifying this situation. Qatar maintains strategic alliances with Western countries, including the United States, and also holds relationships across the Arab world and the broader region. This unique position has often pushed Qatar toward diplomatic roles, hosting negotiations and mediating prisoner exchanges. Direct military confrontation with Israel would represent a drastic shift from Qatar's established policy direction, and would also risk destabilizing its regional and international ties. This is one of the reasons analysts remain skeptical about the claim. At the same time, Qatar has expressed strong opinions during regional conflicts, often criticizing actions taken in Gaza or other areas where humanitarian crises have unfolded. Qatar's political leaders frequently use international platforms to voice concerns, call for ceasefires, or advocate for humanitarian access. These statements, though forceful, are not the same as military declarations. Understanding the difference between diplomatic pressure, verbal condemnation, and actual military planning is crucial when evaluating such rumors. Many online users have been asking whether there is any strategic motivation behind Qatar taking such an action. While every country evaluates its own interests, it is important to remember that Qatar is heavily invested in maintaining stability within the Gulf region and preserving its economic and diplomatic partnerships. A military response would not only bring unpredictable consequences, but would also run counter to Qatar's long-term strategy of maintaining itself as a diplomatic bridge between nations. Another layer that fuels rumors is the broader regional environment. With ongoing conflict, shifting alliances, and intense international scrutiny, misinformation thrives. People often interpret any strong political statement as a precursor to military activity, even when the government in question has not indicated any such plan. This creates a cycle where speculation drives fear, fear drives more speculation, and eventually large numbers of people believe something that was never confirmed in the first place. It's also worth analyzing how misinformation spreads during geopolitical crises. When a conflict is already dominating global headlines, people often expect dramatic developments, and this expectation primes them to accept unverified claims. Content creators, pages, and small media outlets often capitalize on this by posting dramatic or alarming content that attracts engagement, regardless of its accuracy. Without careful fact-checking, these claims can quickly go viral and create the illusion of widespread credibility. Looking at Qatar's official statements helps bring clarity. So far, Qatar's government has focused on diplomatic messaging, humanitarian concerns, and calls for de-escalation. No official spokesperson has announced any intention to launch military retaliation against Israel. International news agencies have also not reported such plans, and normally any major shift in regional military posture would be quickly noted by multiple verified sources. People might wonder why such an unverified claim still gained so much traction. One reason is that audiences often feel an emotional connection to the suffering of civilians caught in conflicts. When people see distressing images or hear reports of casualties, they feel a natural urge to see justice or accountability. This emotional response can make them more susceptible to believing rumors of decisive military action, even if those rumors lack evidence. Another consideration is the regional political atmosphere. Alliances in the Middle East are highly dynamic, and many states face domestic pressure regarding their stance on ongoing conflicts. Citizens in many countries express strong opinions, expecting their governments to take bold positions. When governments respond diplomatically rather than militarily, rumors often spring up, suggesting that stronger measures are being prepared in secret, even when untrue. In addition to public emotion, misinformation is sometimes spread deliberately by actors hoping to influence public opinion or create confusion. Whenever there is a major conflict, multiple sides try to shape the narrative. This can include exaggerating threats, inventing military plans, or spreading false reports to stir reactions. Understanding that information warfare is a real and persistent part of modern conflicts helps explain why such rumors appear even in the absence of evidence. Evaluating this particular claim also involves understanding Qatar's military capacity. While Qatar does have a modern defense force and significant resources, its military stance has historically emphasized defense, not regional power projection. Unlike larger states in the region, Qatar is not known for initiating offensive operations. This historical pattern further undermines the likelihood of Qatar planning a strike. Some people online interpreted Qatar's strong humanitarian statements or political criticism as hints of impending military action. However, political rhetoric often becomes more forceful in times of extreme crisis without reflecting actual military planning. Governments frequently use strong language to pressure allies, express dissatisfaction, or call attention to humanitarian suffering. This should not be confused with operational intent. A responsible examination of this rumor also requires acknowledging the potential consequences of spreading unverified claims. When people believe that a major regional actor is preparing for war, it can heighten public anxiety and worsen international tensions. Even though the claim is unverified, repeated exposure can make it feel real, potentially influencing public reaction or even foreign policy discussions. This is why accurate, measured communication is so important during conflicts. Many analysts emphasize that Qatar continues to work behind the scenes to mediate in various crises, including hostage negotiations and humanitarian access. These diplomatic efforts often require maintaining communication channels with all sides. Engaging in direct military conflict would compromise Qatar's ability to play this role. This makes the rumor not only unlikely, but also counterproductive to Qatar's ongoing diplomatic goals. Meanwhile, Israel has not issued any statement indicating that it believes Qatar is preparing military action. In situations involving genuine threats, countries typically adjust their defense posture, release public warnings, or engage with allies to prepare for potential escalation. The absence of such responses further suggests that the rumor lacks validity. It's important for audiences to remain aware of how quickly misinformation can escalate. A single unverified post can lead to hundreds of reaction videos, thousands of shares, and millions of views, creating the illusion of legitimacy simply through repetition. Viewers should always seek confirmation from multiple credible sources before accepting claims that could fundamentally alter the understanding of a geopolitical situation. There is also an emotional component when people feel overwhelmed by the complexity of international conflicts. Rumors provide simple narratives with clear villains and heroes, making them easier to digest than the complicated reality of diplomacy, negotiations, and political strategy. But simplifying complex situations through misinformation can be harmful not only to public understanding but to real world peace efforts. As we continue evaluating the situation, it is essential to recognize that the Middle East is a region where diplomatic influence, political messaging, and humanitarian concerns intersect constantly. Qatar's role has consistently leaned toward negotiation rather than confrontation. Some may disagree with Qatar's political stances or diplomatic decisions, but these disagreements do not equate to evidence of military plans. Public reaction to the rumor has varied widely. Some responded with shock, others with skepticism, and many with confusion. This reflects how difficult it can be to navigate conflicting information during global crises. Viewers should remain cautious, ask questions, and avoid jumping to conclusions. Emotional reactions are understandable, but decisions and beliefs should be grounded in verified facts. As of now, the most responsible conclusion is that the claim remains unverified and unsupported by credible evidence. It is essential for media consumers to stay updated through reliable sources and remain aware of the difference between speculation and confirmed information. Continuing to analyze the situation with a calm, informed perspective helps prevent misunderstandings and reduces the risk of escalating tensions unnecessarily. Ultimately, discussions about unverified claims should focus on promoting clarity rather than amplifying fear. By examining the geopolitical background, the history of Qatar's diplomatic behavior, and the mechanisms through which misinformation spreads, we can better understand the truth behind sensational headlines. This measured approach is critical during times of crisis, when people need accurate information the most. If the situation changes and official statements emerge, assessments can be updated accordingly. But until then, it is essential to treat this claim as unverified and avoid spreading it as fact. In a world filled with rapidly circulating information, responsible analysis is one of the strongest tools we have to maintain clarity and reduce unnecessary tension. Thank you for watching and staying informed with a balanced perspective.